Alright, what's going on? So I know everybody's getting pretty hyped up about the boss rush stages coming to the global version. So, I had a couple of requests to upload some videos about it. So I'm on boss rush 1 super 2 stage. So it's going to be pretty easy, even with a intelligent team that I haven't used, I'm pretty sure. So I've got a couple variations on it that I could change, like put in Blue Vegeta and put Mai on here. But this is the lineup I'm gonna go with, and just a heads up, it's gonna be a pretty long video, obviously. So it's pretty long going, or whatever you want to call it. So let's go ahead and get started. And by the way, I'm definitely saving up whatever stones I can for the upcoming Super Saiyan 3 Broly banner, which is also going to have, the top 7 voted characters from, the voting process going on right now. So I haven't picked my vote yet, but I'm debating who I want to go with. I'm looking for dupes of probably... either Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta or, maybe, I don't know if, the Gogeta right here is going to be on it or not, but, a dupe of that would also be pretty nice. And I really hope the LR characters are going to be featured in the Dokkan Festival. Considering how Bandai operates, I don't know. I'm kind of doubtful if they'll actually include, all the LR characters recently out, especially the new LR Goku Black and Zama's card. I'm not sure if they're gonna include that in the banner or not, but we'll have to see, I guess. So this team is definitely pretty stable. Like I said, this team has gotten a lot stronger recently. Like I said in the other video, and I'm actually kind of happy how everything's working out. It's a good problem to have, where I'm having difficulty picking, which characters I want to go with. Before, when Boss Rush first came out, the intelligent type team setups were the worst within my deck. So I'm kind of happy. Things are a lot, it's improved a lot over, the past couple months. And honestly, it's because of the new Gogeta card. Ever since then, I was able to kind of strengthen my team quite a bit. I mean, it'll probably be a one-hit KO here, too. And what I'm planning on, I've been busy as shit lately, with my day job, and by the time I get off work, I really don't, have the time or energy to do anything. So I'd like to do, probably at least one of these boss rush videos per day if I can. So the next one will be, the boss rush 2, super 2, difficulty, and kind of work my way up, and just see how things have changed. Because honestly, it's been a while since I actually did any of the boss rush events. I've been kind of more focused on new events, and new grinding of cars or whatever. So it's been a while since I've gone through any of this. And honestly, for the other ones, because they get a lot more difficult, I'll have to rearrange my team setup, because I do need, healers in the party, like Majin Buu and whoever. But that's another thing I'll have to think about for the other difficult stages, and go from there. But like I said in the beginning of the video, this this particular boss rush event, what is it? Boss rush 1, super 2 difficulty. I mean, it's really not that bad. And I think when it first came out, I went with the mono agility team. I have a video of it that I did a while back, so I'll make sure to include the the card for it or pop up so you guys can see it and get it linked or whatever. And this is a great part about Gogeta. Even the strength type was the same, but regardless of element types, it's going to do pretty effective damage, and even more so with the critical kicking in. And I think, if I get dupes for that guy, I'm still trying to figure out what route to go with. I think for the strength type, I went with a main focus on additional attacks because, like I said, he's effective with attacks on every type of element. So, but for this one, I'm not sure how I want to go about it. I mean, so far it's been pretty easy. I mean, you can see my health bar is still full, and I haven't used any items yet. But it is, the one of the easier stages within Boss Rush. I'm guessing everybody's pretty much excited too. Not only for Boss Rush, but the arrival of the Super Saiyan 4 characters. I mean, it's going to change the game quite a bit. It did in the Japanese version, anyhow. Having that, the new leader skills of 120%. Toward HP attack and defense. I mean, it's going to be more improved. Honestly, it's going to make the current leads like the ones that have HP attack and defense bonuses of 70%. It's going to make them obsolete as leaders, to be honest. Alright, so a little bit close to halfway, I guess. And this will be the Janemba event. I should start doing speedrun videos where I have a timer on top and see how fast I can clear these. Alright, so Goten is a great card. I'm going to put him in first because his possible is to... he's got the possible of reducing damage by 40%, so it actually comes in handy at times. So we'll see how much, if it activates here, and see what we're looking at. So it looks like it didn't activate that time, unfortunately, but at times he'll have a 40% reduction, which is good. And then the Youth Gohan has... the possible skill of increasing super intelligent types attack and defense by 40%. Alright, easy peasy. Let's see what we got next. So speaking of Boss Rush coming out to global, there is a lot of debate of what team setups to go with what characters are available. Just as a reference, whenever it came out in Japan first, typically what I saw a lot, including myself, was either a mono agility team or a villains team. So basically, what is it? Super Saiyan Rose would be the leader, and then you'd have, obviously Majin Buu or Buhan in there for recovery purposes, and then you'd have Janemba, and then a few others. Yeah, that sucked. But yeah, you would have a couple of setups with the villain style team. I think Perfect Cell, the tech type, was also in there. Maybe obviously you would want to put in the agility Golden Frieza, because he can substantially reduce damage, and then same goes with the tech version of Golden Frieza also. But in terms of when it first came out, those were typically the easiest ways to clear the higher difficulty boss rush stages. Yeah, so we're getting through this thing pretty quick. That just tells, I guess, how much easier it's gotten with new additional characters. And if I remember correctly, I cleared all boss rush stages with a mono agility team that consisted of Super Vegeta, obviously as the team lead. All right, my bad. I got a phone call that came in, so I had to take it real fast. But like I was saying, what was I saying? I think I was talking about my mono agility team setup. So I had Super Vegito as my leader, and then I obviously had Golden Frieza to kind of be the tank for me, and then I had let's see. I had Whis for the healer, because he had the possible skill of whenever HP got below 50%, at least one time during the battle, he gets to full recover the HP. So he actually definitely came into play on that. He actually helped out a lot going through the boss rush. He's probably one of the most essential characters in a deck you could have. And then I had, let's see, I think I had the Ultimate Gohan or Mystic Gohan or whatever you call it, as the periodic stunner. Let's see who else I had. I can't even remember, but those were, oh yeah, I think I had, what's the English title? Oceanus, I think. It's one of those SR characters that the only reason I put him on there was to block the opponent's special attack, because when you go with a monotype team, you're eventually going to run into the problem of going against a stronger attribute. So let's say for agility, you run into a tech type enemy. If you're not set up correctly with the defense, if you get a special attack, on you, I mean, it's going to do a lot of damage, if not kill you. So I hate the fact that I had to use a character slot for him, but I included him on there just as a safeguard and kind of an insurance policy. And it actually did help out a lot. So it's worthwhile having him on there too. As a backup and just in case. I can't really remember who else I put in there, but I mean, the other characters in that deck were kind of who could maximize damage kind of thing. I guess I think there were secondary attackers within my deck. So I had my main guy, Super Vegito, and whoever, and then I also had some support type characters, and then defenders, and then the like kind of like the secondary attackers in a way. But as more characters come out, it's actually kind of fun to test out different types. If you can clear it different methods. I think I need to try my mono strength team, because that's actually one of my strongest, if not strongest, element type setups. Especially with Super Saiyan 4 Goku as the leader. It helps out a lot. If I had LR Broly, I would probably use him as a leader, since it evens out for all regardless of super or extreme types. So in that regard, it's pretty useful. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I had Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Team Gohan, and Super Gogeta, probably Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku. I'm trying to think of all the other guys I had or I have in my lineup, but maybe I'll test that out too. After I go through all the boss rush events with the intelligent type team. By the way, I hope I'm not boring you guys to death by this video. I know it's pretty monotonous, and the pattern's pretty straightforward. So, and I'm also running out of shit to talk about too. I think something else to talk about. I think I'm definitely gonna try and really push for the upcoming Dokkan Festival banner. I think I'm gonna kind of be aggressive about it, and I might stock up with a few amount of stones and run a shit ton of multis, in hopes of picking up a lot of characters, especially if it's based on the player, of who they want included. So chances are there's going to be a lot of the God Lead characters included. I think honestly, like the top 7 vote is going to include a lot of those. Alright, let's see. I'm not really getting a good setup here. So I can't get any specials off this round. But he's still doing about 250,000 in damage. And I'm not taking that much damage, so that tells you how stronger this team's gotten. We'll see if he deflects. Nope. Probably about what, 50,000? Yeah, right at 50,000 in damage, so not bad. I'm actually surprised I got that close to guessing. Actually, I should have put Piccolo at the very end, but maybe he'll do back-to-back specials with criticals. Nope. I'm still working on maxing out Piccolo's SA too. I have the second set that I'm currently working on for the LR Piccolo, and I'm just going to feed him into, the one I have. It's crazy though to think about. So far I haven't even used any items yet, So it is pretty. One, it is a pretty easy event compared to others, and number two, I guess it tells you how efficient this team setup is. I really wanted to include Blue Vegeta in here just because he's a pretty good attacker, but I don't know. I just couldn't get myself to get rid of either the new Super Saiyan Goten or the Youth Gohan, because their possible skills, far benefit the team overall than just, you know, Blue Vegeta's special attack and firepower. You know, I know he's got like the Fury counter here, but I don't even care. Like, I'm just gonna pummel his ass real fast. All right, let's do. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. This way, I can at least guarantee 2 special attacks from these guys. And unfortunately, Dokkan mode activated with Goten, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll do decent amount of damage. Let's see how much damage he can do here against Beerus. About half of what he typically does. Let's let Piccolo go first, and then I want to ensure that Gogeta does a special attack. And I'll just let Trunks do it too. I mean, 364,000 with only a SA level of 10 is pretty good. I mean, I think with, you know, max SA, he'll definitely do much in attack. You know. See, this is why I want to get a dupe of Gogeta. You know, additional attacks with special attacks. I mean, it's going to be crazy. Alright, I think that's pretty much it, right? Yep. So, yeah, I mean, pretty easy. I mean, obviously I didn't use any items, and really my HP didn't go less than 50% whatsoever, so... like I said, this is a much easier stage than normal, but it could be a lot, you know, it could be a lot more difficult. So I guess that means, you know, the intelligent team that I currently have, I mean, it's pretty decent. All right, well, I'll look for time to do, you know, another video with Boss Rush 2, Super 2 difficulty, or Super 3, I can't remember, but... You know, just be on the lookout for that, and hope you guys are excited for, you know, the upcoming Boss Rush and Global, and also the, you know, Super Saiyan 4 banners. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun once those come out, and it's going to change the game a little bit. All right, well, I'll check you guys later.